south of Baton Rouge, along the 8 Meat River, near the old Phillips farm. There's no brick and mortar, just a boiling cauldron of human disorder. Tammy's Cafe, serving up grits with a side of murder.
Welcome, y'all.
Hey, Donna.
Hi.
Hey, Sherry.
Hey, Tammy. How you doing?
I'm good. How are y'all doing?
Great.
Oh, just fine.
I'm recovering from a lot of company that just left the house. That we had some were here for 10 days, some for 5. So you know how it is.
Yeah.
My liver's aching,
Celebration.
but I'm still drinking.
Oh, you're no quitter, Tammy. No quitter.
Rehab is for quitters.
That's right.
What are you drinking, Donna?
Purple Haze.
Tell the listeners what it is.
It's a drink from an old bar we had here in Baton Rouge, South Downs, from a long time ago.
Oh, my goodness.
And I don't exactly know. Vodka, grape juice. It's like a frozen grape daiquiri.
Yum. I tasted it.
It's
It was
really good. Yeah.
What are you drinking, Sherry?
Just Coke Zero today.
You rinse and repeat on the liver. You're rinsing it out.
Oh, yeah. And no extra sugars, no extra anything right now. It's swimsuit season.
I hear you. Grace may pop in, right?
Yeah,
During this, she had to work, so she may pop in. But Sherry's going to tell us a story today. But before we start, 2 new Patreon members, and I think I might have mentioned them before, but I'm going to mention them again because we love Patreon members so much. Bobby and Selena, who is in Canada. And y'all know we appreciate you helping the show out. We got bills to pay. This is going to help a lot. Today we have Chandler behind the scenes doing the camera switching. Hey, Chandler. Hey, he's so excited.
Hi.
Sherry, you have a local business you want to throw some
love to.
love to. Do it.
Okay, a friend of mine, Amy, has Addiction Boutique. And her website is shopaddictionboutique.com. And you can also find her on Facebook at just Addiction Boutique. But what Amy has, it's a little different. It's not just online shopping. She has the boutique bus. So if you're in the Baton Rouge general area, I even see her doing some events in South Mississippi. She will bring the bus to your party, to your Employee Appreciation Day.
So, like, people can shop on the bus?
Yes.
Oh, my God.
The boutique comes
we're
to
drinking.
you.
Can we just have a party for the bus to come?
We can absolutely do that. I love her stuff. She's got great taste. She's always got something interesting.
Unique.
And there's no booking fees for that bus.
Awesome.
And like she says, we stop, you shop. So,
Everybody wants that today. Everybody wants just the convenience of shopping from home.
Instant.
So that's an amazing idea.
That's an idea,
That's
isn't it?
very awesome.
yeah. And she's clever.
So what's the website? Do you know?
shopaddictionboutique.com.
Y'all check it out. Because even if you're not local, you can still shop her boutique and she can ship it to you.
Absolutely.
All right. You got any shout outs for any businesses, Donna?
No.
Okay. I'm going to talk about LA Throw. Y'all have heard me say a couple times in Gonzales. Mm-hmm. Go throw you some axes. Get your frustrations out in nice, cool, indoor AC environment. I really do need to go throw some axes.
I'm ready.
Maybe we could figure out how to have a meet and greet there.
That would be great.
That would be
yeah.
great. That would be great.
Yeah.
All right. Sherry is going to tell us a story.
I sure am.
And I understand it's a trifecta.
Oh, it is the trifecta.
I cannot wait. You go whenever you're ready, lady.
All right. So, y'all know that we got to keep Stump happy so he'll keep coming back.
That's right.
And he loves stories in Louisiana. So do a lot of the rest of you. You tell me about it. And he loves it whenever women are the murderers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So I found a Louisiana murderer.
A murderess?
Murderess. And she didn't kill her husband this time because that's what makes them boring. It's all that their husband was stepping out and they get shot.
It's also, to me, hard to find a woman killer that is not poisoning everybody.
Right?
Bitches just be wanting to put, like, rat poisoning in everything.
And we got tempers here. Almost
less
every single woman killer I found, her husband smacked her, and she shot him.
That's it. That's what I'm talking about.
Nice, neat, end of story, 30-second podcast. We're done and out of here.
There you go.
It's not taking no more.
Then you can get in the pool and drink.
Hey, that may not be. Maybe I'll do that next time.
All right.
But we're going to talk about Tony Joe Henry.
Tony Joe. I'm assuming it's Tony with an I.
It is Tony with an I. Now, she was born, however, with a totally different name, Annie Beatrice McQuiston.
That don't sound like a Louisiana name.
Well, it's because it's from Shreveport. It's not really.
Oh, up in the north.
Up
Yeah.
in the north. Yeah, it's almost Arkansas up there.
Annie Beatrice what?
McQuiston.
McQueefston. No, go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, she was born January 3rd, 1916. She was the third of 5 children, so dead off in the middle. So you know right there, she's going to get in her feels too much.
Well, also 1916. We going back.
Yeah.
We're going back when she was born. Yeah.
All right. Gotcha.
Okay. Her mama died when she was 6 of tuberculosis.
Oh, shit.
While mama was sick, she lived with her grandma.
Okay.
Daddy got remarried real fast. Now, keeping in mind, he's got 5 kids, and, you know, here we are in 1922.
I got no words.
Somebody's got to take care of the kids.
Yeah, I mean,
They
that's-
gotta find. They gotta find a new mama for the kids.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the way it went.
I mean, she was only 6. If she's got 2 other little siblings, the youngest one is at most 3.
He's either gonna have to ship off the kids because he has to go to work and doesn't have anybody to take care of them, or he's got to find a wife.
That's the way it boils down.
Yeah.
Okay, so she goes from grandma's back to dad's after even though she was there for a good minute before mama died, after he gets remarried, he wants her back. So she goes, moves in with him. She's never happy there.
Was stepmama?
With stepmama and dad, she wanted to go back to mama's house.
Was she a wicked stepmama?
I'm not saying where she was,
Okay.
but again, she was the middle kid.
Yeah.
They see
Yeah.
slights a lot of times
You're
where there
right,
is not.
you're
I
right.
was a middle child.
Yeah.
Okay, so at 13, she got a job working in a macaroni factory in Shreveport.
You go, girl. She's a boss bitch at 13.
At 13, she's a kid making food for kids, right?
Yeah.
God, no.
That's a baby.
man.
Yeah. But she got fired because management found out her mama had died of TB 7 years earlier.
They thought she was going to put TB in the macaroni.
We didn't know much about it at the time. We knew
Yeah.
you could catch it like
Reinfect
way
somebody, huh?
after you were exposed.
Just give her a mask. She'll be fine.
Okay. So she gets home, tells her daddy. Okay, now you got to figure 13. So it is now 1929. What happened in 1929? The Depression.
Yes.
So she gets back home and says, I don't have a job anymore, Dad. And Dad beats the crap out of her.
Oh, no.
Then he probably kicks her to the curb.
And she runs away.
Just hate men already.
So I get it. I'm with her so far.
Yeah, I mean, I know why she ran away. I'm not saying Daddy was right, but I can understand that he was probably also scared.
This is a nature versus nurture 100% right here. Because
Yeah.
she was probably fine until, the nurture.
Yeah, and then she gets on the streets.
Oh, she was throwing that V everywhere.
Oh, yeah. She was working red light districts from Shreveport all the way to Austin, Texas, all the way to El
At
Paso.
freaking 13
13,
years
14,
old.
yes. I mean, she was doing pot, cocaine.
She's got the
In
cocaine.
the 30s, she's doing pot and cocaine.
Damn.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this is in Louisiana. It's like, where did you... They never talked about her going to New Orleans. And I'm like...
Maybe they are bad, really bad up there in the north part of the state. I'm sorry. Oh, my son, who
Yeah,
is currently
okay.
attending college there, is shaking his head.
They're
yes.
wild.
Yeah, it's a little bit rough up there. But no, but I'm just thinking about how few people there were everywhere then. Like how spread out people were.
Well, and if she's hooking, she's not driving around in a car, you know?
She's
And so
hitching
literally
rides.
just getting a hold to
Yeah.
coke. And I mean, pot was easy because you throw 3 seeds off your porch here now, and you'll have
Yeah.
buds for years.
Yeah.
It's 90-something
I've
degrees
never
and
tried
full.
that.
In full
I didn't
humidity.
hear that. Donna said, I did never try that.
It's just easy to grow stuff in Louisiana.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't even have to be talented.
No.
I like to pretend I'm magic, but it's not. It's 95 degrees out there with 80% humidity. A seed will sprout in the packet.
Yep.
It's just the way it goes. So she's moving around. She changes her name. I don't know if she changes this for family reasons or legal reasons, but she changes her name to Tony Joe Hood.
Tony Joe Hood.
Yeah, and Tony Joe just sounds like a hooking name.
Well, and then you add Hood.
Uh-huh.
Tony's a hooking name.
Tony with an I. Welcome to the stage. Tony with an I.
So in 1939 in Austin, Texas, so she's been doing this for a hot minute.
And she's also made her way over to.
She'd made her way around and around a few times. She didn't get in too much legal trouble because she was pretty and she was young.
Good for her.
Yeah.
So pretty.
So pretty. She really was. She was like Vivian Lee level pretty.
Wow.
Yeah. Lots of black hair, big smile, piercing eyes, gorgeous. And
So-
most of the time I just go by the description on these people, but I looked at her picture and I was like, oh my gosh.
Oh, she's beautiful.
She really was.
I hope she finds a nice man and settles down before she kills him.
Well, in Austin in 39,
Okay.
she meets Claude Henry, who goes by the nickname Cowboy.
Quad.
Of course, it's Texas.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
Texas, y'all.
He was a prize fighter, a petty thief. He seemed to have some impulse control issues. All his legal stuff was he got mad or he wanted something, and before you knew it, he was in jail. There was like a 3-year span where he got arrested like 30 times.
Bad boy.
Damn. Us
Yeah.
girls like them
Yeah,
bad boys.
yeah.
And he was the kind of bad boy. I saw one picture of him, but I was like, oh, yeah, I could see it.
Yeah.
He had sparkling eyes, square jaw, but his mouth was kind of soft.
So he was a
So
good
he,
kisser.
he'd do that little grin thing.
Probably had one of them big old belt buckles.
Oh, yeah. And you know that all he'd have to do is pull that crooked grin,
That's it.
and she was done.
It's winter. Winter already.
Yes. Sold American. All right.
Okay. And, obviously he's frequenting prostitutes. So that's how they met.
Okay.
He was her John. And they do kind of like pull their lives together a little bit whenever they get together. He actually puts her up in a hotel room because at first they just kind of loved each other, and then she confessed to him that she was also on coke.
So he's trying to save her. He's trying to be the knight in shining
Yeah,
armor.
and he put her in a hotel room, made her quit cold turkey, kept coming in and bathing her face down with ice towels, and
Yeah.
That's rough.
yeah, and she got off of it. She broke it.
Good.
And on November 25th, 1939, they got married and went on a honeymoon to California.
Wow.
I know, that's a heck of a honeymoon whenever you're talking about East Texas to California.
He must have had a car.
I'm sure he had a car, and I'm sure he seemed to come up with money whenever he needed it. I mean, and like I said, he was a prize fighter, and he was young, and he was strong.
smooth. He was smooth.
Yeah. Okay. But after they get back from California, he's almost immediately arrested.
Oh, wow.
Before they had met, he had gotten in a bar fight with a guy. And this story gets a little sketchy, but what it sounds like happened is this former or possible current police officer was harassing women in a bar. He threw a punch at the cop. The cop pulled his gun. He took the cop's gun and killed the cop.
Oh my
Oh.
God. So you may not know the answer to that. Was the cop in uniform? Could we tell that he was actually a cop, or was he off duty?
I really don't know. And
Okay.
this was down in El Paso.
Either way, he got the gun, shot him dead.
Yeah. And there does seem to be, because of other things that were said and done, I really do think that the cop might have been somewhat the aggressor.
Yeah. Don't start none, won't be none.
Right.
Yeah.
I think the cop was probably acting in a way that he shouldn't have.
Gotcha.
Okay. So he gets arrested. Like as soon as they get back, And he is convicted and gets 50 years in Huntsville.
Holy shit.
50 years.
Now, the main reason why I don't think he was a cop at the time or he was acting really badly was because otherwise
only
he'd have been hung.
You're right. Yeah. He got 50 years instead of, yeah.
And this was his second trial. So I really think that there was some shenanigans on the officer's part.
So, do tell, if he's in jail, what happened to poor Tony?
Well, this is why we have a story of Tony that still goes on.
Oh, okay.
Okay, because he is Tony's knight in shining armor. He is Tony's heart. And it is said that when he was sentenced, she stood up in the courtroom and shouted out how she was going to get him out and not to worry.
Okay.
Okay. She may have said that later. I don't know.
Yeah, but I could see it. It makes for a good movie.
Yeah, it does make for a good movie. And we're talking, 80 years ago, newspapers, people, calling in stories on a phone.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. And I did look at a lot of newspaper stories from back then.
Okay.
All right. So Tony gets an accomplice because, since she's been hooking all over 2 states for the last 10 years.
She got a friend or two in her pocket.
Yeah.
She sure does. And so she gets this guy, this ex-con and Army deserter named Harold Burks.
Not Harold.
Yes, his name is Harold, but he doesn't go by Harold. He goes by Archie
Archie.
because he's from Arkansas.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that hurt. Whenever
That's a Zombieland thing, like Tallahassee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Texas boy is called Cowboy.
Yeah. Right.
And she was actually called the Tiger Girl, being the Louisiana girl.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Good name.
Yeah. Okay, but Archie said he knew the layout of Huntsville because he'd been up there.
Okay.
Okay.
We're going to break him out.
Yeah, they're going to break him out. So they decided they got a couple of teenagers to break into a gun store and steal them some guns. Got the guns, started walking. They were going to use the guns to steal a car and rob a bank
I'm with you.
so that they could go get Cowboy out of jail.
Right.
And so they're walking along. They're in, one paper actually said where it started, and they said Orange, Texas. I'm not sure if I believe that. But they get picked up hitchhiking. They're posing as newlywed couple.
You almost said newlywed cousins.
Yeah, I almost said newlywed cousins. Yeah.
That would be Alabama way. Sorry, Dixie. And then instead of Texas way.
Yeah. So anyhow, Joseph P. Calloway comes riding by in a brand new V8 Ford coupe, like the top of the line car. He is a car salesman, Stump. Don't follow his lead right here, okay?
Stump's gonna like that one.
So, on Valentine's Day, 1940, Joseph P. Calloway picks them up on the road, and they get to riding. They decide to rob him right then and there.
Oh my gosh.
Bonnie
Okay.
and
Stuff him in the trunk.
Exactly. Bonnie and Clyde. Yes.
Stuff him in the trunk. They take off into. Now, the news stories kept calling it a paddock. They went to a field, y'all.
Okay.
They went to a field. Got him out of the car. Tony's like, Cowboy's going to need some new clothes, and that's a pretty nice suit you got on.
Damn. Send him naked.
Strips him naked.
He pulls him a tape measure out. 3238. All right. That'll fit Cowboy right there.
Take it.
So she strips him naked. Now, you think in a field in Jennings in 1940,
Sugarcane.
and, okay, it's Valentine's, and that's like our only cold week here.
Yep.
You think that it'd be enough to just leave this man and drive on off. No. They decide
This naked man.
This naked man. Like, what's he going to do? They decide to beat the crap out of him and torture him for a little
Damn
bit.
it.
And then Tony, not Archie, Tony decides to pop a 32 right between his eyes.
Oh, no.
Well,
She's taking out her anger.
Yeah.
she's definitely a hardened woman
Yeah.
at this point.
Yeah. She's been through some stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so they get in the car and they partied a little bit on their way up to Arkansas. And I'm not even really getting why they're going to Arkansas. Somebody said something about Archie knowing a bank that was easy to rob.
Well, Archie is from Arkansas, so he's got to know some shit about Arkansas.
Yeah, but she knows everything in Louisiana and in Texas, and some of
True.
those are on the way to Huntsville where they're going.
But girl, they got a sweet ride now.
So they head all the way up to Arkansas, and Huntsville isn't that far from Houston. So they were only with a car like 2 hours
Away
from
from
Houston
okay.
when they started this.
Maybe the thought process was that they needed to have some money already before they broke him out so they could,
And
stay at
maybe so.
motels and they didn't want to have the bank robbery after they got him out. I don't know.
But go on down to where the oil fields are and rob some of those little banks.
True, true.
I mean, they were right there, and they could have gotten
Yeah.
out and been across state lines
Yeah.
in a minute.
Yeah.
Okay, so they get up to Arkansas. After they get to Arkansas, Archie starts thinking that this woman, though, is maybe crazier than he can handle. Like, she just shot a guy between the eyes
No fear.
and stole his clothes to get her husband out. I don't think I mean anything to her. So she goes to sleep one night, and he takes off in the car and abandons her in
Right.
Arkansas.
He was next.
I think maybe he was worried, Donna,
Yes.
about his balls getting chopped off by this girl.
And take his car and run off.
yeah.
Yeah, I think it was I'm going to get you before you get me kind of moment there. Okay, so she goes back to Shreveport by bus.
Okay.
Shreveport's where she's from. And her aunt, she goes to her Aunt Emma's house. And then she tells her Aunt Emma what she'd done, that she'd killed somebody down in Calcasieu Parish.
You do not tell your auntie that you killed someone. She will turn you in.
Especially not if Auntie Emma's brother is a state
Oh,
trooper.
no. She's not that smart, is she?
Look, and some people...
But she's so pretty.
She
That's
is
right.
so pretty, and some people have said that in that short amount of time. Now, Cowboy goes to jail in January. This murder happens on Valentine's Day. It's not a long amount of time, but some people felt like she might have fallen off the wagon.
Well, when you said that she was with the dude and they were partying and stuff, I'm
Yeah.
immediately thinking Coke. She's back on
And she may have been.
the cacao.
Drinking, smoking.
Which,
all the
you
things.
get,
Yeah.
you get an amphetamine or you get cocaine in you.
Ooh,
Adding 1 and 1 to equal 2 aren't always happening.
I do not know anything
I've been
about
there.
that.
Been there.
I appreciate your honesty, woman.
It's a wild ride.
I love this
But did you
woman.
do some stupid crap?
You do. You really do.
Yeah. It, like tell your aunt
you're not
when
thinking.
when your uncle is a state
Yeah,
trooper.
yeah,
You tell your
yeah.
aunt that you killed somebody. So the uncle comes over, takes her to Shreveport PD. She confesses to Shreveport PD. No problem. She gets down to Calcasieu Parish. She confesses there.
Does anybody believe her?
They all believe her. She
Okay.
even took them to find the body.
Oh,
Okay.
messed up there.
Yeah, I mean she
Wrong move.
she had
Girl. Okay.
yeah she had no problem telling people what she'd done.
Maybe she wants to be in jail with her man.
Yeah, but they
They don't go to the same jail.
Women and men have separate. They're segregated, you know.
Plus, well, and I'll tell you what I
Donna's
did
just trying
hear.
to work this out in her brain. She's just
I
trying
did
to-
hear one thing,
Tell me.
and I only heard it or read it one time on like 30 different articles. She was trying to get a deal that if she confessed, he could go free.
Oh my gosh.
She really loved that man.
She would rather spend. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Oh yeah.
I murdered somebody, but I'll tell you the whole story if you let my cowboy go.
Yes. I mean, she really loved him. He really loved her. And this is a pretty short-term relationship, and it's not like they're teenagers. They're
But-
like 23 and 26.
Yeah, but he saved her.
He did.
He saved her.
He was like daddy.
Yeah.
Bernie tells me I have daddy issues all the time.
And see, this was a daddy that didn't leave her anywhere.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
He
Okay.
was her love.
So did
I get
it
it.
work that if she confessed to the murderer?
That did not work.
Okay, I didn't
Okay.
think so.
Yeah.
So between now, this is what gets me. All right. So she commits this murder on Valentine's Day. It's probably like 2 weeks before she's caught, or a week at least. Her first trial is held at the end of March in 1940. 6
Wow.
weeks later.
Wow.
That's
That's
fast.
speedy justice right there.
Yeah.
What
And-
happened? These days?
In between March 1940 and January 1942, she does a trial, found guilty, does a trial, found guilty, does a trial, found guilty. She had appealed a couple of more times.
Okay. 3 trials.
3 trials, and it only took them 2 years to get through that crap. We go through appeals now?
We can't even have 1 trial in 2 years.
No. No. And I mean, some of it I understand. We now have evidence to process.
Yes.
I mean, you know, they're...
I can't even talk about the judicial system because I worked in it and I
hate it.
Horrible.
Okay.
But
Anyway.
she did confess, so this was like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
and-
it's pretty much a no-brainer. It's a slam dunk.
Uh-huh.
But because back then we had no evidence to you know what I'm saying? There was no there was
Yeah,
fingerprints.
there was
but-
fingerprints, but you could only compare card to card.
yeah. There was no DNA. She confessed.
Yeah.
But,
And knew where the body was.
and we know she confessed because she wanted to get Cowboy out of jail. Otherwise, she could say, I confessed under distress.
Yes. But I don't think they
she-
listened to you being under duress then. Even
Duress.
though it is a real thing. Hey,
I said distress.
it's distressing to be under duress.
It
So
is.
you weren't wrong.
Okay.
You just took it an extra step.
So, convicted.
Yes. Now, the first conviction got overturned because everybody was in the courthouse signaling the jury with like neck slice motions.
We need to remove the jury from the room.
And so I can't really quite. There was something the judge said. They got the second conviction overturned, so they had to try her again. So the third time was the charm.
Okay.
All 3 times she was sentenced to death.
Everybody behaved. Everybody
Everybody
nobody
did what
was
they were supposed to,
doing
yeah.
This and baseball signals and all that stuff.
Yeah. Little tug, swipe, swipe.
Right.
Screw you.
So the
all
third
that.
time was the charm. What
Death
they say?
sentence.
Death.
Death.
Hang.
Okay.
Are we hanging at this
At the
time?
beginning of this whole situation, it would have been hung.
But
wow.
But by that third trial, the electric chair was now the new form of capital punishment in
Old
Louisiana.
Sparky.
Oh, yes.
brutal.
Yeah.
Smell the body.
ooh, burnt hair.
Okay, so she gets this. She's getting plenty of, like, extra privileges in jail.
Because everybody felt sorry for her because she was going to get
She was
fried.
pretty.
She was pretty. She was a woman.
Pretty.
And as bad as it was for us in some ways.
Do it again.
Oh, come on.
Do it again.
She was pretty.
But as bad as it was to be a woman in 1940, there were also some perks because nobody wanted to kill you.
No, they were all shababeing you. Yeah.
I mean, so you couldn't have a checking account without your daddy's permission.
Right. You couldn't vote or read or fucking do anything that women do except for be
But you
a
could cut
hookup.
somebody's
Yeah.
throat
Yeah.
and just say, I'm sorry, I had my period.
No shit.
I was on my menstruations.
I go kind of crazy too when I used to have mine.
Okay. So anyhow, she did stay in jail in Calcasieu for probably about 11 months
Okay.
after her conviction and before her death.
So I'm assuming by what you just said, they actually hooked her up to Old Sparky.
They absolutely
Oh,
did.
Damn. No
On
goodbyes.
November 23rd, Cowboy breaks out of jail because he wants to come kidnap her judge
He's gonna rescue
and
his
hold
woman.
him for ransom until they release his woman.
Okay, baby.
He was caught before he got here. He made it
Bless
to
his heart.
He made it to Beaumont. He was well on his way to get into Calcasieu Parish.
So I guess he got the paper while he was in jail, and he knew what was going on.
Yeah, and they were writing letters and stuff.
Okay, all right.
And so he was well on his way. And yeah, I said she got a few extra privileges. Like she got to have a puppy in jail.
No.
She had a little black and white puppy dog.
What?
Yeah. And
Did they do last meals then? Because when
I didn't find the last meal.
Okay. You know it was crawfish bee, but you know it was crawfish.
Right?
Well, she's from Shreveport. It might have been.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
So if she's from Shreveport, it was chicken fried steak.
Probably. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Smothered white gravy.
Yeah.
And like everybody there kind of loved her. Like the barber who worked for the jail wouldn't shave her head
Oh, wow.
for the electric chair.
She was beautiful and a charmer.
And they made somebody else come in and do that
Aw.
because he couldn't do it because she cried whenever he told her that they were going to have to shave her head.
Like Samson with the hair.
And that's the only thing that she was emotional about the whole time was that she was going to have to die bald.
Do you know if her family that she left knew about any of this? Do you
They
know that?
did. And see, all the rest of the other 4 kids were like school teachers and doctors and stuff like that. She was the one.
The middle child.
Yeah.
Fucked up.
Sorry.
And so they did, even though this is against the rule for both prisons, let Tony and Cowboy have a phone call
Oh.
on the
I don't
27th
know
of
what-
November.
She murdered someone, and I don't. I feel.
I feel for her,
I
don't
feel-
you?
Yeah.
And he sobbed the whole way through the phone call. He couldn't even speak. And she was just telling him, hey, Cowboy, you got to stand up straight and you got to get out of there and you got to make something with your life, make your mama proud. And I'm like, oh.
I like her.
She tells the guards to give her puppy to her niece. And on November 28th, she dies by the portable electric chair at the Calcasieu Parish Courthouse.
Wow. Hey, I wonder whatever happened to the guy that took off and left her.
A few
Arky?
months later, he died
Did he get shot?
at the same portable electric chair. 'Cause there wasn't enough.
He was the accessory.
Accessory
Yeah.
to the murder.
Yeah.
And at first, they were pointing fingers at each other. And then right before she died, she was like, you know what? It was all me. Arky didn't shoot him. She said, and I can't even tell you why I shot him. I just lost
So
it.
did that kind of save him from death?
No, he died.
Oh, same
Yeah.
electric chair.
Same
She
electric chair.
Shot him. This is for you, Daddy.
Old Sparky.
Old Sparky got put on an 18-wheeler with a generator because the power grid wasn't strong enough.
Damn.
I have read many stories about old Sparky, and they really did take it around Louisiana prisons.
Oh, wow.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
How effective? How long did it take to fry somebody?
I don't know.
Whew.
And like you hear that 18-wheeler pulling up outside your jail cell.
I mean, well, I like to think that I could eat a last meal, but I don't know if I honestly really could because I just feel like
Yeah.
I'd be sick to my stomach.
I saw the Green Mile. That was sad.
Oh, it
For
was.
God, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And so, well, Burks died. Arky, he died 4 months after she did. And then sometime in 1944, so about 2 years after her death, they let Cowboy out of prison on a hardship parole because he had been so sick since she died
Oh.
that they let him out. It really affected his health. In July 1945, he gets in another frickin' bar fight and gets shot. He's dead.
Oh.
It was the bound.
Yeah.
Badass.
I mean, he was.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
But now here is what makes it the trifecta.
What's the trifecta?
Okay, you all love women killers.
Yep.
Well, women who are killers, not people who kill women.
Yes.
You all love Louisiana murders,
Yes.
and you love a little spooky.
Spooky dooky. I love spooky dooky.
Scary.
Do you like spooky scary?
Well, if it's not the devil scary.
No.
suspenseful.
Like, do you? Okay, Donna. Do you believe in ghosts, or you don't know? Or
I do. And
you,
UFOs and everything.
You
Yes,
do. Okay.
yes.
All right. All right.
Well, it looks like Tony never left the courthouse.
Oh.
There are a lot of stories, and I found so many videos online of stories about people telling what happened to them in the courthouse.
Of Tony haunting.
Of Tony haunting the courthouse. You hear?
It was Calcasieu, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So you could go visit that courthouse right now in Lake Charles.
We need to go.
Road trip.
I know.
Girls trip. We're
Yes.
gonna stay.
We should do it.
It's like Charles, and we're gonna stay at the Golden Nugget. Because their pool is amazing.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm all in.
Shout out Golden Nugget. Okay.
Okay, so you'll hear, normal stuff, footsteps down the hall.
Yeah.
There is one thing where they've got this rotating file system,
Yep.
and it'll come on, spin, and land on her name.
Oh fuck no, bitch, no.
Yeah.
A perfume, and nobody will give me the name of it, but a perfume that is supposed to have not been in use since the 1940s. You could smell it coming through the offices sometimes.
Oh shit.
Yeah. She's there.
You can
think?
hear her mumbling and murmuring, but you don't quite know what she's saying sometimes.
Moni Myrtle, Harry Potter.
And then one woman was in there cleaning on a Saturday, and her friend was upstairs. She was downstairs. And somebody says, "Are you going to hurry up?"
What?
She goes up to her friend, was like, yeah, just, we got a job to do. She goes up to her friend and says, "What, was I taking too long?" And
Her
friend
friend's
was,
got earbuds in, like vacuuming and shit.
yeah, she was
even-
like, "I don't know what you're talking about. I haven't left this room since we got here."
Oh my god.
She was wanting her alone time on a Saturday.
Yeah.
And this is the part that creeps me out the most.
So here's what I need to understand. She's haunting the courthouse, not the jail where she died. Is that what I'm
the
understanding?
courthouse is where she died.
Oh, they did the execution
At the Calcasieu courthouse.
Oh.
Must have been real little. Oh.
The courthouse in Calcasieu?
Yeah, it's pretty good size.
I would imagine it'd be a couple stories at least.
Yeah. And but this is the freakiest thing about the haunting for me. This is the part that would send me, and I don't even really believe in ghosts, but I'd have to get up and go. You smell hair burning.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Any dogs barking?
No, the dog went on to live happily ever after in Shreveport. But oh my gosh, the hair burning in the middle of doing you're just sitting there typing away. You and I have both done that kind of work.
And we all also know what hair burning smells like. Like, we don't maybe know what decomp or any of that smells like, but we know.
We
Hair.
know what
We done tried to light our
Eyeliner.
eyeliner and fucking burnt off our eyebrow.
Put
yeah.
it inside your eyes.
Yes.
Just inside your eyes.
Yeah. So yeah, that one. So that's the trifecta. We got
my-
the ghost story at the end.
I can't tell you how much I appreciate that
I
story.
wonder why she haunted though.
Well,
I think just a soul that's just trapped. It can't get
and
out.
I don't.
she did get baptized right before she died, and I'm not sure if she meant it. So I think she might be trapped right there.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
I don't. So if you go, Don, I don't know how often you listen, but I did one story where I asked listeners to send in their spooky dooky stories, their actual personal, and 2 people did, and I talked about them on the podcast. They had actual spooky dooky experiences. And I love it when y'all send that shit in because I'm so curious about it. I don't know if I believe it. I don't know if I don't. I'm kind of on the fence, but I want y'all to send me some more because I'm just so fascinated. by
Oh,
the
it's
whole
scary
thing.
shit to me. I don't know. It's somebody that's just trapped between the middle of heaven and hell, and I don't know.
I know when I die, I'm
Wicked.
not going to be trapped. I'm going to hell for sure.
I'm not. I'm a good girl.
And so is Sherry. When y'all go to church, pray for me, okay?
We do.
Okay, absolutely.
Okay.
I'm selling bus tickets to hell if anybody wants me to drive them.
I did find a couple of my sources that I did want to shout out.
Please do.
Okay, so there's a KPLC article called Haunted SWLA for Southwest Louisiana. I think we might be able to find some other good stories
Sure.
in that series.
Sure.
And then there was this great, it's capitalpunishmentuk.org. And I think it's an anti-capital punishment kind of website.
Okay.
And,
And you found information there?
yeah, because Tony Joe was the only woman ever electrocuted in Louisiana.
No shit.
That was it, one and only.
Since then, have they done any other women?
No,
I don't think.
Really?
no, she is the first and,
And the
only.
There's only, honestly, okay, so I think I told this statistic on, I don't remember if I told on the podcast. As of today, there are over 2,000 women on death row in the United States.
That's wild.
But I can't remember off the top of my head when the last one was actually executed.
I think the last one that was executed was Eileen Wuornos.
Yeah.
Wait, that's from Florida.
Yeah.
Yes.
She
And
was
that
a
was a
truck
good
stopper killer.
That was a good
Kinda,
hot minute
yeah.
ago.
Yeah, she was. We did an
she was
episode
like
on
the-
her. We did an episode on her.
Oh, that movie was amazing.
You need to go back and check out the episode. As a matter of fact, my friend Heidi, that was just here, she took me to the Last Resort bar where Eileen Wuornos hung out and where they captured her in Daytona.
That is
wow.
so cool.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
Thank you so much
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
for that story. And if y'all are sick like us, please go to Patreon, patreon.com/grits, and subscribe and help us out. Help us pay the bills. If you can't, I understand. No big deal. We love every listener. And I don't know if this is going to come out before the end of July, but if it does, y'all make sure y'all go vote for us in the podcastawards.com. And we're under the true crime category and best female host category. And it's a nomination process. If we make it to the top, I'm not sure how many, 10 maybe, then we'll have a voting period where you can vote for us.
Vote for our girl Tammy.
Thank you. Y'all got anything else left?
No.
No? We're going to let Zydeco Mike take us out.